India is a country where day by day we are growing in medical industry, but the real problem is to connect the mass, the actual reform, and what the reform should be implemented. In between, there are certain efforts which relentlessly uh, leading this the cause and continuously struggling with the phenomenon diseases. One of them is AIMS, which have, as we know that as data reveal that many of the cases been cured by AIMS. We have guest of honor Dr. Deepak Agrawal, the chairman computerization and IT in AIMS. He relentlessly working towards to cure and connect health with IT technology. Welcome, sir.
Hello.
Sir, you have done a lot of things. Even our leaders speak today, congratulated you for your achievements. Can you brief about your past achievement, which is?
See, if you look at healthcare in general, and specifically our institute, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, IT or Information Communication Technology has not permeated healthcare as much as it has other industries or other services. You have everything electronic, services like passport, like any other government service, but healthcare is not affected by it. And I think that is one area which a major thrust was required, especially from the government, to actually digitalize the whole process so that maximum number of patients or people could benefit from it. We started this process around 3 years back, and at that time AIMS did not have any electronic record keeping, and when we started it was a humongous and a gigantic task, and we managed to implement lot of technologies with the clear vision that whatever we are implementing will be implementable over the whole nation sometime in the future. So we carefully chose those technologies and those processes which we could implement at AIMS, but later on scale to any level.
In between, what is the major role of government and what kind of implementation which you
Yes.
sought for earlier, but it could not actually happen?
So we actually implemented our open source electronic medical records. We used NIC, National Informatics Center, to have us implement a hospital information system, and we used our own in-house software development, and we made an ecosystem where we could deliver all these services and implement them. So we were very successful. Right now AIMS is the only government hospital in India which has the maximum amount of computerization in its system. The second thing is we introduced novel or innovative things like online appointment system, through which you can take appointments for doctors sitting at home, and we decreased the waiting time. So crowd management system when you actually come to AIMS. So all these things together give a better experience to the patients and relatives.
Certainly, this is a very real. It can reveal the benefits.
Yes, it can really help patients, and all our objectives was to help patients who actually come from the lowest strata of society. So it doesn't mean make a difference if you do not know, if you are illiterate, if you do not have money, because we have a system in place, like we have a call center. So patients don't need to go to the net. They can phone up a call center, and the call center will give appointment in their language.
What reform, the AIMS is AIMS is doing well, but if you talking about nationwide, there is only few other medical houses like AIMS.
So what I would say is, in government healthcare, the two major things which are very, very important is improving the transparency and accountability of the process. Right now there is no transparency about how many patients are seen, what is the quality of treatment given, what are the audits, what is the outcome of these patients. So unless you have transparency and accountability built into a system, you can never improve yourself. So what we have is suggesting to the government, and what we have actually done at AIMS is, we have made the process transparent. So we have an online appointment, you can see which doctor is seeing how many patients. If your doctor is not there, patients can complain. And we are also showing our audits. Audits mean we are showing that in each department, for every surgery or for every diagnosis, what is the complication rate. So I think for major things like emergency department and everything, you should have the data ready from every hospital, showing that how well they are doing. So this is a major policy decision required. The third thing is you have to computerize the records. People are not ready to computerize because then they feel that it will make the thing transparent. So unless we have a transparent system completely computerizing or IT enabling the records, having it done at the national level, replicating the AIMS model. So we already have a model in place, which the government is very happy with our thing, and they feel that it can be replicated. But the policy, it should be taken as a mission mode rather than just saying that yes, it is good.
Okay. See your inputs. Whatever the AIMS is, there is issue with AIMS that some delay in appointment and all. You wonderfully explained that there is some kind of online system. So now health seeker can take the benefits from by.
See, you have raised a very important point. Delay in appointment occurs for two reasons. One is because the crowd is so much. The other is the doctors are less. So by having a transparent system, we can say, okay, for certain departments, our appointment dates are going more than 6 months or 3 months or whatever. So then we can show the data to the government saying that in this department there is so much load that we need to increase the doctors, we need to increase the staff, we need to increase the space. Unless you have the data, you cannot go to the government or any policy making body. So this is an excellent way of showing that which departments have increased load, which departments the government should concentrate, increase the number of doctors, or maybe have a screening OPD somewhere else, which can screen these patients, and only referral patients should be coming to AIMS.
Okay. See, the new education policy is on this page, and even the brainstorming session is going on, even the HRD and on the central level, everything. How you think that the Leader Speaks Summit, this kind of leadership and education forum, how it helped to?
I think these kind of summits are an excellent way to help voice your ideas and innovations and interact with the different segment of the society. See, I am a doctor, so I am limited to healthcare. Once I talk to teachers and other educationalists outside, you magnify your perspective and improve your thinking in terms which can be voiced across to policymakers. For example, if I tell you at AIMS, we have more than 5,000 nurses in one campus, more than 1,500 doctors. So education for them is also very important, and you cannot go in a classroom and teach them because they are all working. So we have devised an online platform where we do continuous education. We score them, we grade them, and we tell them, okay, if you are not performing well, you will be it will be entered in your service book. So I think this is again a new education model which is online and which needs to be replicated, because all hospitals do not have the same quality of treatment, and one of the biggest reasons is the quality of the people. So if you don't have online education for all sectors in a continuous manner, you cannot get the system up to a consistent and a benchmark level.
Thank you, sir, for your very valuable input. I hope our audience will listen this carefully and will replicate your ideas.
Thank you so much.